Reality as we know it is a partial illusion. There is a hidden force that connects everything in your life, every coincidence, every seemingly random event. Synchronicity is not a mere coincidence. They are signs of a power that few know about. Jacobo Grinberg, a Mexican scientist, discovered how quantum entanglement affects our consciousness. He called this the reality network, or lattice, a quantum field where thoughts and events are linked. However, in 1994, he disappeared without a trace. This was no accident. Why do the elites fear so much that you'll discover the power of synchronicity? Simple. Whoever controls synchronicity controls reality. Your thoughts already create your life. It's not vague esotericism, it's quantum science suppressed from public knowledge. The coincidences in your life aren't accidents. They're messages from the quantum universe. The physical world is just the tip of the iceberg. Beneath it, your mind is already connected to everything you desire, but they prefer that you remain asleep, unable to access your true power. This video reveals what Grinberg found and why it will transform how you see reality. Are you ready to awaken?
Whoever controls synchronicity controls reality. Your mind creates your world, and it's not magic, it's science. Everything you experience is the reflection of a deeper pattern, but they want you to remain blind, unaware of your power. Have you ever thought of someone, only to receive a message from them moments later? Have you ever found yourself in the right place at the right time, as if something had orchestrated the event? These are not mere coincidences. They are signals, messages from a universe communicating with you. Carl Jung called this phenomenon synchronicity, events connected not by causality, but by meaning. The academic world dismissed his theory. Why? Because such knowledge could overturn the system. If everything is connected, if consciousness interacts with reality, those in power can no longer control you. If you truly understood the language of synchronicity, you would no longer depend on external authority, but would start leading your life with awareness. Does it sound strange? Yet ancient civilizations had already grasped this truth. Without advanced technology, they knew the universe was not a blind mechanism but a living organism. Today, quantum physics is rediscovering this vision, while materialism tries to suppress it. Do you think that's a coincidence? The dominant narrative has always told you that you are just an insignificant fragment, a biological accident in a vast and indifferent cosmos. But what if it's the opposite? What if you are a node in a universal network of consciousness? Could synchronicity be the language of this network? If we learned to read it, could we rewrite our destiny? This is not science fiction. Evidence is emerging everywhere, but it is systematically ignored. The discoveries of Grinberg, Jung, and many other independent researchers are downplayed or buried. Why? Because true knowledge liberates. Long before modern science began exploring these concepts, three ancient traditions had already codified them: Greek Stoicism, Chinese Taoism, and Egyptian Hermeticism. Three distant cultures, one shared truth. The Stoics believed the universe was a living organism, guided by a cosmic mind called Logos. Nothing happens in isolation. Everything is interconnected by invisible threads. Chinese Taoism speaks of the Tao, the universal force governing all things. Egyptian Hermeticism taught the law of correspondence. As above, so below. As within, so without. This was not just a metaphor, but a key to understanding the reflection between mind and reality. If these teachings have survived for millennia, it is because they contain a truth that cannot be erased. Ancient traditions agree on one point: the universe is a living informational system, and synchronicity is the signal of an alignment between your consciousness and this cosmic matrix. The universe is an open book before our eyes. Its language is mathematics, but what they don't tell you is that it includes patterns of synchronicity. At the center of this web of knowledge is Jacobo Grinberg, a scientist whose work was systematically erased. He developed the Synergic theory, demonstrating the link between consciousness and a universal field of information. But the academic world ignored his discoveries, too revolutionary for the system. His theory revolves around the lattice, an energetic field of pure potential. Similar to quantum fields, infinite possibilities collapsing into reality only when observed. According to Grinberg, the brain does not generate consciousness but tunes into it like an antenna. In his experiments, individuals isolated from electromagnetic interference showed instant brain synchronization. Two people with no contact would enter neurological resonance. According to traditional science, this was impossible, yet it happened. His research explained why people with strong emotional bonds experience deep synchronicities, even at a distance. They do not communicate directly. They tune into the same aspect of the lattice. Why are these discoveries not taught? Because accepting them would mean demolishing the idea that consciousness is just a product of the brain. If the mind is not confined to the head, if it can connect to a universal field, then the materialist paradigm collapses, and with it, the control over what people believe is possible. During altered states of consciousness, deep meditation, or moments of intense clarity, the brain shifts frequency and aligns with the lattice. It is in these states that synchronicities manifest, extraordinary events, signs of a hidden order. Grinberg studied Mexican shamans using advanced instruments. He discovered that during their rituals, brain activity displayed patterns considered impossible by traditional neuroscience. They accessed information beyond space and time. If consciousness is a fundamental property of the universe, everything changes. Creativity, intuition, even telepathic thought would no longer be mysteries, but scientifically explainable phenomena. Grinberg had found the key to uniting science and spirituality, knowledge that could transform our understanding of reality. But this knowledge has been hidden. Who benefits from keeping humanity disconnected from its true power? Divide et impera, divide and rule. The goal is to fragment a group, a population, or a system into smaller, conflicting factions, preventing them from uniting against a central authority. From ancient Rome to the present day, the principle remains the same: divide to weaken, control to govern. Quantum physics has shattered the illusion of a universe made of separate objects. Entanglement proves that two particles, once connected, remain linked regardless of distance, a phenomenon that challenges the foundations of classical physics. The double-slit experiments show that consciousness directly influences matter. Particles behave as probability waves until they are observed. This means reality does not exist in a definite way until we look at it. This is not theory, it is science. Some physicists speak of an implicate order, a deeper level of reality where everything is connected beyond space and time, a hypothesis that could explain phenomena inexplicable to classical physics. Have you ever felt someone staring at you without seeing them? Experiments confirm that this sensation is not random. The mind perceives invisible fields. Synchronicities are not anomalies, they are clues to a deeper intelligence. You are not in the universe. You are the universe, a conscious fragment of it. In psychology, synchronic events appear at critical moments in life, like signals of an inner transformation, yet academia ignores this phenomenon, dismissing it as superstition. Expanded states of consciousness, near-death experiences, deep meditation, sudden insights, dissolve the boundaries of the self, opening access to a higher level of information. Tesla saw his inventions completed in his mind before even building them. Mozart received entire symphonies in an instant. Ramanujan, with no formal training, wrote mathematical formulas, claiming he had received them in dreams. Mere coincidences or access to a universal field of information, just as Grinberg's theory predicted. Even medicine confirms the link between mind and reality. The placebo effect proves that the mere belief in taking a drug activates the same physiological responses. The body responds not to chemistry, but to information. Telepathy experiments show that emotionally connected individuals perceive each other's thoughts and emotions, even when isolated in shielded rooms. If consciousness were just a brain phenomenon, this would be impossible. Reality is not fragmented. It is a living whole in which consciousness plays a central role, and synchronicities are proof that we are not passive observers, but active participants in this grand design. The greatest illusion is believing we are separate from the whole. We are not isolated individuals in an indifferent universe. We are conscious fragments of a single consciousness. This is not abstract philosophy, but a truth that changes everything. Understanding it means overturning the way we perceive ourselves and reality. It means reconnecting to something that has been hidden from us for centuries. The evidence is everywhere for those who dare to look beyond official narratives. Synchronicities are not coincidences, they are the language through which the universe communicates with itself. From ancient traditions to the discoveries of quantum physics, from Grinberg's experiments to direct experiences in expanded states of consciousness, everything points to a single conclusion: reality is interconnected. Knowledge becomes direct, experiential. This is the greatest threat to those in power, losing control over collective perception. You are not a human being having a spiritual experience. You are a spirit having a human experience. This awareness destroys every limit imposed by education, reductionist science, and materialist culture. You have two choices: remain a passive spectator or awaken as an active part of a living, responsive universe. The mind is not confined to the brain. It is part of a vast conscious field. This understanding does not eliminate individual responsibility, it amplifies it, because it means that every choice you make has a real impact on reality. The evidence is overwhelming. We are witnessing the birth of a new paradigm, a revolution in human awareness. And as we always say, you are the universe. We are the universe. If you like this video, you'll be blown away by what's on the screen right now.